Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to share with you all what I have created for a swap that I am doing with Tay, who is Cuddle Me Clay Tay here on YouTube. We agreed to do a Easter themed loaded envelope, and there was no restrictions or requirements for what we needed to include, just make a loaded envelope. So let's get right into what I have created. So first up, I made this quick little card using I used a mix of collections. So I have the Simple Stories, the Bunnies in Bloom, and then I have the Welcome Easter by Echo Park. So I used those mainly and mixed and matched. And I just keep all my collections in these zippered bags that I picked up. But yeah, so I this is a mix of the collection. So like, for instance, this is the Bunnies and Blooms journaling card, but this is the Echo Park paper, so it goes together very well. But I just have this there for her. All right, so first up, I did a tutorial on this basket and I used the Bunnies in Bloom collection, and I'm just including this for her. And I used some of her flowers, and then it just opens up. It's kind of heavy, but in here are mainly goodies. There are a few embellishments, so I just made some layered rosettes, very simple rosettes. I did some ruffling of the paper, and I have some of that tablecloth in the back. And then for this one, I have some chocolate bunny and a fence, and then I just use different die cuts and things from my stash. There is candy in here. I mean, it's for Easter, so why not? I included a pack of beads for her. I have one of these doodle pops that I thought was super cute in there. And then I just have some other little goodies down in there for her. You can watch her video if you would like to see what else I included in this basket. But it fits a ton and there is room for more. But I didn't want to overload it because the gummy bunnies are kind of heavy, so I didn't want to overload it anymore. But this is how my basket looks. Yeah, so that is one thing for her. Then I have some packaging that I'm reusing. This bunny was made by Ebony using her splatter paper. I just switched out the little flower that she had, and I used one of the lace flowers that I was gifted by Pamela in my my subby challenge that I was recently holding. I just thought it matched the blues better. And inside of here, I just have some of the Dollar Tree, the little bunnies, and then a sequins mix in there for her. So I just put that in there. Then we have an egg. I also did a video on these eggs that I made using different splatter and like mica mist and foil and alcohol inks. This was just a clear plastic egg, and since I didn't have chocolate eggs, I just filled the egg with chocolates. These are Ferrero Rocher chocolates, and then there's just some shred down in there. This is some more packaging that I'm reusing. It didn't have any decoration, so I just created this little fence decoration using a sticker and this sentiment and then one of these little butterflies. Here is a little goodie box. I added a bunny butt to it that I created, and then I have some yarn tied to it. This was actually gifted to me, so again, I'm just trying to reuse everything that I can. But inside, I created some eggs. I do have this little heart shaker for her. She can use on a project. But I tucked in some eggs that I created. They are super sturdy because there's multiple layers. And I just stitched around the, like the inner portion of the egg and did some minor layering. Nothing over the top. I just thought she might could throw these on a card or punch a hole, use them as tags because they are sturdy. I didn't want to go overboard, you know, with decorating, not knowing, you know, what she may use them for. So I have those for her. And then the loaded envelope itself, I actually created this bunny basket. It does have a handle and it moves, but it doesn't really matter because the ears are in the way. But I used a file from the Silhouette store that was actually a card, and I enlarged it as large as I could so 2 would fit on one 12 by 12. And then I created just a little box. I think the box is about, I think this is 2 inches wide and about 3.5 or 4 inches tall. I can't remember exactly. But I did stitch around the bunny on the front and the back. And then I added these gems to be the eyes. And this was just white paper that I colored with an alcohol marker. But this is how it's looking. I created the handle and everything. So the only thing that was a file was the actual bunny face. And with that, I still had to cut off the bottom just to make it level. But yeah, so inside of here, I have more goodies. So she's giving her this little macaroon. There's also some lip gloss. I thought that was super cute. So first up for embellishments, I used a back topper file that was created by Tamika, who has scrapped the world, and it's one of the files that you get as one of her Patreons. And I just cut that out in mostly Bunnies and Blooms paper, and then just did some minor layering. I do just have them attached on here with paper clips because these are Daiso bags, so they don't have the self-sealing portion. There's a gusset for the bag, but I want Tay to be able to reuse everything, so I tried to make my packaging easy to just take off and not have any adhesive on there. And I think she does have the Bunnies and Blooms collection, so that's why I used that for the back toppers. But I created these butterflies in gold, and then there's some pattern paper back there. This is a Cottage Cuts die, and I did not adhere the wings all the way down. You know, I love the look of the popped up wings, but I just included some of those. Oops. Next up, I made some little banners. Again, this is just a bag topper on here, and since this die cut or ephemera was so big, I didn't attach it. I just put it on with the paper clip and it held. But I made some of these little ruffle banners. This one says grow. I ruffled the paper, and I have the tablecloth that's ruffled with my machine. I pretty much went through and created ruffles using at least half of the tablecloth when I first purchased it. So now I'm finally putting it to use. But I used an eyelet for my stash. One of these rolled roses was actually gifted to me, and this wire wrapped bead was gifted to me as well in my challenge. And then on the back, I did pretty much the same thing, but I have it through the chipboard on this one. As another goodie, I just have these beautiful bows that I picked up from Daiso, and then one of the butterflies on a clip there. I created this little coin envelope. I have a little die that does this, and this die cut was gifted to me, and then this is just a sticker I popped up and added a little bow in here, and there are some felties in there for her. Here, this little box, I used another file from Tamika as a Patreon, and it doesn't come with this matting layer, so I just created that and stitched around and then popped up another sticker. And inside are some chocolate bunnies that I created, and I shimmered them up. There are double layers to these, so that is those. Let's see. Next, I have some more bunny butts. So this is how that bag topper looks. Time to shake your bunny tail. So how fitting is that to include some little bunny butts in there? So those, and this is actually a silhouette file for a basket, but I just resized the bunny portion of the basket and created the embellishment. And here I have some little bunny heads, and if you're familiar with the Bunnies and Blooms collection, there is a page that is just all of the little bunny heads. So I was inspired by that, and this is a Spellbinders die. I'll link it down below if it's still available. So I used the bunny head die, and it has like some embossing in there to create the raised eyes, nose. So I just colored those, and the inner ear is also embossed in. So I colored all of that, and then you may not be able to tell, but there is some Spectrum Noir, the sparkle pen on there. So this one is just on a clip, but it has flowers. And then this one is more like the one that's on the page in the collection. And then I just have these other little ones with these gems, and most of the embellishments, like the little bunnies, the gems, all that stuff, the bows, I'm sorry, and the gems, all of that was gifted to me in my my challenge that I just had. I'm trying to make sure I use all of these things. And then last but not least, I created some faux leather bows for her using I think this is a die that I have. And then this is some Easter faux leather that I have. So yeah. So there was more in this basket, but I put some of the things in there because it was a little too full and the bunny ears are bending forward, but the handle does move. Not that it really matters, but that does move. So yeah, guys, this is what I have created for Tay. I hope she likes it. Life has been busy leading up to Easter, after Easter, so I'm a little late getting mine out. But Tay, thank you so much for swapping with me. Again, I hope you enjoy everything I sent and can find a use for all of this stuff. But guys, that is all that I have. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.